Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Napoleon and today we're back with another enlisted weapon. And today we're going to be talking about the Maxim Tokarev. And this thing is, well, recently added in enlisted, and when I mean recently added, I mean like a few months ago. So take of that what you will. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Maxim Tokarev, or in my opinion, a light machine gun version of the Maxim. This video has been made possible for the friends at Discord, meaning if you haven't liked, subscribe, or joined the Discord, I highly suggest that you do. With that said, let's get started. During the Russian Civil War, the Soviet Army primarily used foreign-made light weapons such as the Lewis machine gun and Hotchkiss 1909. By 1920s, these weapons were becoming not only outdated, but in some cases cumbersome. Soviet Union's diplomatic isolation made it even more hard to acquire spare parts because everyone was sanctioning it. In 1923, an emergency program was initiated to re-equip the Soviet Red Army with new light machine guns chambered for the domestic 7.62 by 54. The first design, the Maxim Plushnikov, was followed by the Maxim Tokarev, designed by Fedorov Tokarev. After a field test in early 1925, Tokarev's design was adopted by May 26. In 1926 to 1927, the Tuller Arms Factory produced around 2,500 Tokarev machine guns, with 1,400 supplied to China in 1938 to 1939, with the Sino-Soviet aid program and the rest sent to Republican forces during the Spanish Civil War. Said Maxim Tokarev was replaced by the lighter DP machine guns in Soviet service. Said Maxim machine gun, Tokarev to be exact, features several modifications, including a thin, portraited steel jacket replacing the World War II era of the Maxim M1910, and a shortened and lightened barrel. A mechanism for the field system changes and rifle type, stock, and trigger, and a folding bipod, and maintained the canvas belt fed system, but with a reduced capacity of 100 rounds, which is still more than enough in Enlisted. The barrel had a rifling of 4 right turns of 240mm. That said, let's move on to the stats. The Maxim Tokarev is chambered to 7.62, has a hit power of 12 at 3 stars, has a fire rate of 600, reload time of 6.5, vertical of 14, horizontal of 25, 100 round magazine, and it is generally much more heavier than, I think, the DP machine gun. That said, let's move on to the verdict. And in my opinion, this is essentially a Fedorov with 100 rounds, but the massive difference between the Fedorov and the Maxim Tokarev is the fact that the Fedorov is an assault rifle, whereas the Maxim Tokarev is essentially a machine gun, which comes with its both pros and cons. For one, the Maxim has 100 rounds, which is good if you know what to do specifically with a machine gun, which is something it appears that I don't. For one, you really can't move when firing a machine gun because the dispersion is gonna kill this weapon. Unlike the Fedorov, which you can move around because, once again, it's an assault rifle, the Maxim Tokarev practically needs you to be stationary or at least bipoded to the ground to fire. The Fedorov is nothing like that, and overall the Maxim Tokarev is essentially a machine gun in every way and form. You have to essentially move like you're using a machine gun, and when I mean move like you're using a machine gun, I mean don't move and bipod yourself down. That way you can get kills from long distances. But if you are not dismayed by the dispersion, which is a big pain with machine guns, then I highly suggest that you use the Maxim. In my opinion, if you don't count the dispersion, which is one of the factors that I still use the Fedorov, the Maxim Tokarev is one of the better machine guns with 100 rounds and 12 hit power. I think it's even much better than the RD-44, the MG-15, and the American Browning machine gun, which is, in my opinion, still pretty good. This has the hit power to pretty much down anyone in a single hit, and at the same time having a good and decent fire rate with 100 rounds, which is once again massive. Overall, once again, a favorite weapon of mine. Personally, have been using it since I've been doing the video, but overall, I do kind of like this weapon. That said, what do you guys think? Comment in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next one.